It's Fox 44 Sports with Matt Roberts.
Hey there, and good evening to you. Well, the Kansas Jayhawks have not won more than 3 games in football since 2009 when they went 5-7. They have not had a winning record since 2008 when they went 8-5 on the heels of an Orange Bowl title. Guys, Kansas won an Orange Bowl in 2007, and we think 2020 is a weird year. The Jayhawks' ineptitude well documented, but showed signs of life last year in their first year under Les Miles, rolling over an ACC team in Boston College and beating Texas Tech in conference play. They began 2020 with a second straight loss to Coastal Carolina, and after having a game taken from them twice in 2 weeks, do not expect the Baylor Bears to take this Kansas team for granted.
Well, we respect Kansas. They have some good players on their team, but I expect nothing less than last year. Like, we done missed out on 2 games, so we're ready to play.
I think the focus is good. I think we kind of, put that behind us. Really looking forward to, playing Kansas this weekend. So I think initially, a little disappointed last week, but we've moved on from that and we're ready to go this week.
Baylor's football capacity against Kansas will be reduced on Saturday in Waco, while Baylor's volleyball match against the Jayhawks won't have any fans in Lawrence. And for a team that played their last match in PPG Paints Arena in the Final Four, Baylor knows they're going to have to pack their own energy this weekend.
I kind of put myself as the energy maker of the team, so I'm trying to do my best in every practice, and I think just celebrating the good, celebrating what goes well is very imperative for this game.
It'll be good just to have some battle-tested warriors just in match atmosphere, but again, that's going to look different too, right? Well, or Kansas will be crowd noise and no fans, so we'll see if that makes a difference or not. It shouldn't, and I don't anticipate it being that way, but you never know until you see it for the first time.
The SEC football media poll was released today and had Texas A&M picked 4th in the West behind Alabama, Auburn, and LSU, all teams that have pretty established cultures and have won a national title in the last decade. Texas A&M is still looking to put themselves in that national title conversation, but that's why they brought Jimbo Fisher to Aggieland for $75 million. And as he enters his 3rd year at the helm of the Aggies, he feels his culture taking hold and likes the trajectory of this football team.
That trickles from the player to player, from the older guys to the younger guys. When the older guys get it, and you get enough guys there for a significant amount of time that are playing significant roles as older guys and passing that down. And that's what I've seen in camp. That's why I've been so pleased with camp, and you see them in a good mood as far as how we're doing things. We'll have success. We got to play and execute. But I like this team. I like their attitude, demeanor, and how they communicate, and they're fun to coach. So from that prospect, they've got me very encouraged that our culture is developing and the way we want it and what's happening.
The Dallas Cowboys personified the never-give-up mentality this past weekend in their win over the Atlanta Falcons, and they'll need that once again this week and beyond. With more on that, here's Babe Laufenberg.
The Dallas Cowboys have been shaking their heads all week, saying, did we really just beat the Atlanta Falcons? The Atlanta Falcons have been shaking their heads all week, saying, did we really just lose to the Dallas Cowboys? The answer is yes and yes. And a good thing for the Cowboys as they'll travel to Seattle this Sunday to take on the Seahawks and the red-hot Russell Wilson. Yogi Berra once said, it ain't over till it's over. And Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy certainly believes in that saying.
The reality is you have to be comfortable. You have to be able to stay in those games. But it just goes to show you it's really never over, and you have to be comfortable taking it down to the last play, and that's something we spend a lot of time on, and I prefer games not to go that way. I mean, I think we all like to win, moving away from the opponent, but I just think and it has been for quite some time. It's just the reality of how competitive the NFL is.
The NFL just got a little more competitive for the Cowboys this week. The Seahawks were a playoff team last year, are off to a 2-0 start this season, and Russell Wilson is off to one of the best starts in NFL history, throwing 9 touchdown passes in his first 2 games. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Babe Laufenberg.
That game will be seen right here at 3:25 on Fox 44 this Sunday. We'll be right back after the break.